Well, happy Tuesday. It's time for this week's video. Get ready. Well, today I want to talk about righteousness, and maybe more specifically, self-righteousness. These topics are really trademark to Mike Williams Ministries and Mike Williams. I want to read a quote that Sean Smith posted on the Friends of Mike Williams and the Gospel Revolution group on Facebook. And the quote is from Reinhold Niebuhr. And Reinhold Niebuhr was a theologian. He died in 1971. And Reinhold said, and he is quoted here as saying, "There is no deeper pathos in the spiritual life of man than the cruelty of righteous people. If any one idea dominates the teachings of Jesus, it is his opposition to the self-righteousness of the righteous." Reinhold Niebuhr. That is a very eloquent statement. Now, he said there's no deeper pathos. The word pathos, let me just give you a definition. The pathos is a quality that evokes pity or sadness. And he said there is no deeper pathos. No deeper pathos in the spiritual life of man than the cruelty of righteous people. Nothing sadder, nothing more pitiful than the righteousness or the cruelty of righteous people. And it is so true. I remember when I first heard Mike talk about self-righteousness, and he explained it very, very well. Self-righteousness, which is something that Reinhold here also is talking about, how Jesus was very opposed to self-righteousness. And he did find it very pitiful and sad. It also angered him when he was dealing with the Pharisees, who were very self-righteous and thought they were righteous in their actions, in their deeds, in their status, in the way they lived. Jesus kind of spit all over it. He also pitied the people who were also self-righteous but didn't know it. These were people who felt because of their status, because of their position in life, because of their actions or their deeds, they were not righteous, and he pitied them. And you could even see it in his actions. Jesus healed people who never asked him to heal them. He healed people who didn't think they were worthy of being healed. And but Jesus, one thing he demonstrated was righteousness through the law of actions and deeds and status and all this other stuff. There is no righteousness in it. That is not righteousness. Anyone who thinks they have it, they are just being self-righteous. Righteousness is by faith, number one, according to the Bible, and it's by the faith of Christ. It's not even by our own. And because of his righteousness, Jesus Christ, everyone in the world, regardless of their status, their position in life, how talented they are, or how many faults they've got, their actions and their deeds, whether they be good or bad, everyone has been declared by God, because of the faith of Jesus Christ, righteous. It's a status that comes from a declaration, not from our own lives and our own abilities and our own faults, and but it is purely a declaration of God. And I remember back in my struggle to be a good Christian, secretly, inside I was condemned. Why was I condemned? Because I was self-righteous. And Mike is the first one who really accurately and crystal clearly explained that self-righteousness. Why was I self-righteous? I was self-righteous because I was looking at other people in my church who seemed to be in a better status in life. They were living a better life. They were happier. They didn't seem to have any of the sin issues and sin desires that I had and everything else. I thought they were righteous and I wasn't, because they seemed to have had it. They seemed to get it. They seemed to be able to live that life, and I was struggling to, and people thought I was also, because I had the appearance of being holy. I was a teenage preacher and all this other stuff. Nobody knew inside, though, that I felt like I was the least righteous of everybody in my church and in my Christian community. I was being self-righteous because I was placing my righteousness upon my own actions, my deeds, my status, my talents, my faults. My faults were causing me to not feel righteous, but at the same time, because I was being self-righteous, that those faults made me feel like I was not righteous. But the motivation to try to be righteous that was driving me in and of itself was self-righteousness. The gospel is the declaration that we are all righteous, not because of our status, our faults, our talents, our gifts, actions, our deeds. We are righteous and were declared righteous by the faith of Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago. It's revolutionary, folks. Have a revolutionary week.